And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. God says in His Word that He so loves truth in the inward parts, in here, right? You know, in the world, and I met quite a few people that actually believe that they do, especially when you get older and people become way more or way more quote unquote wise. Now they become more aware of what's going on in the world, right? As the interactions, so on and so forth. And what they really have become aware of is they tell to friends and so on and so on and so on. Whatever it is, it's catchy, right? To be unreal, to be absolutely truthful, to not be authentic, to not be um, where you're not, you can be trusted. You're true blue, right? Um, People think that the world doesn't operate really with a whole lot of truth, right? That maybe they've had enough experiences with other people that they think, well, the way I look at it and I'm starting to see is that maybe I need to also be a little bit more untruthful. Maybe I need to be a little bit more unauthentic. Maybe I need to smile a little more and not show what's really going on. Maybe I need to be a little bit more vain because that's where the fun is, right? Hey, by the way, you know, everybody's going out for happy hour, right? That's when we're all gonna take in our drugs through the drinking, and we're gonna all gonna be happy. We're gonna all be, happy fools, happy hour, right? The reality is that some people choose to stay consistency with truth. They stay the course. They decide they're going to remain truthful no matter what. They're not going to hurt other people. They're not going to be conniving, deceitful, and they're not going to look for ways to overstep just so they can get ahead. They will do whatever it takes to maintain the real treasures of life. That is having heart. And these people they're there. And in my travels, I've spoken to quite a few people that really do believe that they're not everyone's real. And as you get to know them more and more, you realize that they're also not real. They're not real with themselves. You know, people can lie to themselves enough that they can actually believe it to be true. You have a woman that will basically do things to her face or put in plastic in her skin, and just to be acceptable, and lie so much to herself that she just did some of the best. She was being truthful with herself. She embraced truth enough to spend so much money for it. And the truth that she was looking for was the lie that she was okay when she wasn't. And it works in so many other avenues, especially when people cheat. And all these things that people will do to walk away from truth is that they give up a major part of their soul and they sacrifice a whole lot because it'll eventually catch up to you. Jesus says about loving the truth, and he says that you shall know the truth. He says, I am the truth, and the truth will set you free. You know, he said the statement he made, he said, the light came into the world and the truth came into the world, but men loved darkness rather than they did the light. And the truth came, but men refused it. Okay. People who are consistently in the avenue of wanting to be in truth, and it's much easier for them to turn to the truth. That's who Jesus says I am, right? And they will unfortunately face, because it's in every avenue of life, walks of life. They'll walk into buildings that says has Jesus Christ on top of it, but they walk into the environment and they'll see a whole lot of lies. They'll see fakeism. They'll see the guy up there, even the guy up there is a fake. Nothing real about him. They'll see people playing music, and I'm just using that as an example because it runs into all the avenues in life. Even when people go pubbing on the weekend or whatever, there's a whole lot of people telling themselves that everything is a certain way when it really isn't like that. Okay, and it leads to disappointment. It even leads to a deeper search. Okay, not for depth. That's what's so sad about it. But it leads people to a deeper search, okay, for fulfillment. So then they'll chase another group of people. And well, you know what the thing is about so sad about is that Jesus said one thing: he never committed himself to anyone, for he knew what was in man, common man. For those who like and embrace truth, they're truthful with themselves. They would never, you wouldn't catch these people lying to not a person. You know, they would not. And it is such a simple thing. It really is so simple. Why would I want to lie to you? Why would I want to hurt you? Why would I look to you in your face and pretend to tell you something that isn't true, whilst at the same time, I'm going to hurt you in the long run? You know what I'm saying? And these people are good at doing it. That's why we have the term two-faced. Well, we don't have two faces anymore. These people have many faces they pull out. That's what makes it even confusing, because you really can't. When you think you got them figured out, you go, what? In the meantime, what helps you to know the truth and to come to truth and to love the truth, and the truth will set you free, is that the more you turn to Jesus, okay, the more you will have a download of his absolute truth. And he will speak to you through dreams. He will speak to you through a quickening. He will speak. You'll be talking to somebody, and you'll look down. You never saw it before, but you look down, and there on a coffee cup or a piece of paper beside it says, "Be careful." And you go, what? And it's like clear. It's like it's speaking right at you. Or you're in a company, somebody you just met, and someone walks by with a T-shirt, beware. You kind of, or even someone wearing an insignia on their shirt with a wolf on it, or these things are speaking. You. This is God talking to you, or even plain, he just give to you in dreams. I've had dreams where things have actually happened, and I still went ahead. I still went ahead like an idiot. And that's where I was talking about my videos about an idiot. I was just like one of these people who really need to learn my lessons too, right? But the thing is that when I got those lessons learned, and the one thing about God and his truth and his wanting you to have it, because the truth will set you free. You will so learn that people does not in any way, shape, or form complete you, because people are fragmented in so many different ways. They all have their own stories, and all their stories have certain levels of brokenness, disfigurement, and it's like everyone's walking around with their own little crutch. And there's only some people you'll meet who've gotten past that, and they're really healthy. And they have learned at the same time to build fences around their life, that if you're going to have any interaction with them, you will experience a certain level of dignity coming from them that tells you, don't step past that. And that's where I mean, I'm learners, but I've met people like that. As the older you get, the more that fence comes up right around you. But you really learn to not only respect your very life once truth is living inside of you, and you're embracing it, and it's really operational like your heartbeat, is that you will experience a certain level of value, that your life is very valuable, that you're not a run-of-the-mill existing person. You're not like the next person. And when you're in any environment, you are distinguished because of the truth of God, because of the light. And by the way, truth has light inside of it. You know, the benefits of truth way extends into so many things, because it keeps you from defilement as you grow more and more, because sometimes we have to learn the hard way. Like, I knew it. I just like, you say things like, I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. Part of obeying truth is that having to see the error in front of you and dealing with it accordingly right away. And don't wait for it to grow into something that you can't handle in the future, right? Truth and love walks hand in hand. But in many ways, I believe truth guards love, because God doesn't just hand out His love. And when I'm talking about His loving kindness, all the stuff that He has that He'd like to pour out upon people, He will not pour it upon people who don't respect it. Jesus even says that don't give your treasures, the things that are holy, and all those things means that the things that are good. Don't give it to dogs. And He's not talking about like what we have today, we know as dogs. He's talking about scavengers, wolves, the ones who are the ravenous ones. And He does, don't cast your pearl before swine. And He's talking about that. He's talking about the woman version of a pig, a hog, that likes to roll about in the mud, and she has all of her parts revealed, and she can't wait to be seductive and show off her flesh, right? There's so many things about a swine that when you said, "Don't cast your pearls," because the interesting about women who are very without dignity and without manners and without any level of a social propriety, they like to wear a lot of diamonds and gold, or pearls around their neck and all that stuff. And they think by dressing themselves, their pig on the outside, it's going to cover up who they are on the inside. But here's what Jesus says. He goes, no. Don't take your good stuff. What's really valuable, because pearls are valuable. This is a real thing. You're not talking fake jewelry, real stuff. And He says, don't throw it to them. The major part about when truth actually is able to have love in the environment is it is a loving thing based upon truth to see so clearly that you are left with two choices. You either rebuke them, you correct them if they've done something, especially when they've done it to you or they're starting to. One, okay, or two, it's a loving thing to turn around and walk away. It's a loving thing. It's actually very loving to do it. See, we've been taught in the realm of what we think is truth to be nice. Truth, it is not truthful to be nice when you see error in front of you. As a matter of fact, it's very deceptive, and it's a certain level of deception, because somewhere deep down inside you're going, this person right in front of me is a total, that this is one conniving snake. I don't have nothing to do with. You're lying to yourself. And you don't want to entertain any kind of lies in any way, shape, or form. And I'm going to end with this. Don't entertain any kind of lies, especially about the people that you're dealing with. Once you've seen it, that's the truth. From that point, you don't entertain them. And then a lot of my videos go along this avenue, right? Truthful people are so beautiful. Man, it even comes off of them. The shine, they're always like a shiny shoe, man. Someone say, man, does someone come and shine you every day? Nah, it's God's goodness coming through them, because God will always keep His company and His presence close by these people. Truth is so powerful. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And that's a promise that God has given. That's what He wants for the human race. You shall know. We have a choice. We shall know error, or we shall know truth. And if you know the truth will set you free. And that's where Jesus steps into the picture. And there's so much He can do, man. You in the invisible world, you wouldn't even know half the stuff that's happening. But once the transaction's happening with the results, you'll go, you know what? This was not coincidental. I just got protected. I just got changed. I can't believe uh, I just grew from this experience because I saw the truth. And that's all God wants for us. He wants us to be free. Freedom is a beautiful thing. Liars, liars are going to have their parts in a lake of fire. Liars ain't going anywhere, and liars are not free. People who lie to themselves and people who lie to other people, people who think they can get what they want by using manipulation and all these other systems that are out there to get what to get. They're just lying to themselves, because in the end they lose. Someone sees through them eventually, right? Someone sees through them. They're the ones that are going to get rejected. You stay in the truth, man. And even though if things may be lonely or whatever you may feel right now, you stay walking the pathway of light. The Bible says clearly it leads on to an ever shining day and of brightness. And that's where you want to be, man. And you'll meet along the way, you will guarantee meet other people who are like minded. Have a good day and do like and subscribe. Thank you.